My king, this woke shit was just delivered.
Excellent. My people will love it.
Hello? Yo, what's up? Nothing, B. Just watching the game, having a bud. What's up with you? Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud. True. What's up? What's up? Yo, who's that? Yo, pick up the phone. Hello? What's up? What's up? Yo, where's Dookie? Yo, Dookie. Yo. What's up? What's up? Hold on. Hello? So what's up, B? Watching the game, having a bud. True.
Bud Light, I think this is an unmitigated disaster. And it is completely and totally self-inflicted. And I don't really know how they are going to climb out of this.
Hello? What's up? Where's Dookie? Hey, yo, Dookie!
Pick up the phone! Dookie! Pick up the phone!
What's up? So what's up, B?
Representative of most of Bud Light's brand.
Lost my home.
Is purchased by
Looking for a job.
And
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Hey, take a Bud Light. What's this?
It's a Bud Light gender makeover.
Makeover.
Makeover? Have we tried that before? I don't know. Check the memory bank.
Nothing.
Must be new. All right, let's drink this puppy.
Sip initiated.
Tastes like homo.
Taste buds approved. Let's show we like it.
Commencing homo face.
Oh,
Too much.
First it was Bud Light, and now this. Wait, this one actually makes sense.
Tonight, on the curse of Woke Island, Anheuser-Busch is practically giving their beer away amidst declining sales. Could it be that people are sick of corporate woke agendas? And the world's largest brewing company is royally fucked?
Dear Bud Light, I understand that you are currently looking to reach, how shall we say, a new demographic. Looking at your latest ambassador, I think I hit your sweet spot, so to speak. So I wanted you to know, I just celebrated my own day 365 of batshit crazy. And I'm available for a brand deal.
Yep.
Tonight, on the curse of Woke Island, shares of Anheuser-Busch InBev fell nearly 5% on Tuesday. The worst intraday action for the stock since April 1st, the day one-year-old girl Dylan Mulvaney made his infamous social media posts for Bud Light. Since then, shares have fallen 18%, or roughly $24 billion. Not to be outdone, Target also had another red day, down more than 3.5%. Over the last 8 trading days, shares have also plummeted 18%. That's a loss of over $12 billion.
How dare you!
All right, everyone. So it's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out. This is the look. I'm feeling kind. But before I go out, I've got a pregame. And the only way I pregame is with an ice cold Bud Light. So good. Happy Friday.
Dookie! Dookie! Where's Dookie? Where's Dookie?
Well, it's tool time, fellas. And so in this episode, I just want to encourage everybody and show everybody what I did. Hold on. Retake. Oh! Dookie! Where's Dookie? Dookie, are you there? So, what's up, fellas? I hope everybody's having a good weekend, holiday weekend, and I'll read through the chat a little bit more. I'll have to catch up. I'm not really going to get into all the crap that I just put up tonight because we're going to do some tool talk tonight, but just to show you fellas how crazy the world is, right? So the people that are running the world that really are influencing our lives are batshit crazy, and there's something wrong with them, and I don't think that we can help them. They're going to try to make our lives miserable, and of course I ascribe to the belief that whatever it is they are, whatever it is they're doing with this black eyes and the covering one eye and you know, being a 1-year-old girl, you know, in a guy's body. By the way, he did that for money, right? You look at the story behind it. He's making a mockery of people that really have these issues. He's an out-of-work actor. And most of these people are actors, really, is what they really do for a living. And generally, we watch them, and they're musicians and actors, including the people in politics, and we usually pay, right, for what they're doing. And boy, we're paying now for sure. And so we got to get them out of here and you know, get some sane people back in control again. I don't care what side of the fence you're on, get off the fence and realize that there's a uni party and I don't know, real people are gone. We're sitting in this audience and they're hanging out and doing regular stuff. So tonight, right, I just want to kind of get into some tool talk and see what you guys say. Now, I just released a video. I don't know if who saw that. Let me catch up. Dookie! Where's Dookie? Poor Dookie. He like hung himself. Let's see. Hold on. Bleach says, he goes, I met the software you're using on the live to run these videos, Arch. I met or you want or something about the software I run. And Bleach says, I wish I could be B3 or be a vampire. Then my back would not hurt. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Not to mention, if you don't get enough blood, you'd be in a lot of pain. You ever see those movies? They're like dying, right? And then you can't go out in the sun. And, I like the sun. So, yeah. Brett says, hey, Arch. What's up, Brett? What's Brett doing? How's it going, buddy? I see you saw my sidewalk. Yes, definitely. So, Brett, and I wanted to shout out to a couple of people. So, Brett did, I think I wrote it to him. I thought it was a really good video. On the pressure washer, which is the Simpson, and this new attachment, which is the same attachment that a friend of mine just did. I never finished the video for him, but I did the pump. The cat pump, and I got to do the rest of his pressure washer video. I fixed his pressure washer, and he bought basically the same attachment. Brett, you could put it in there. Let's see. Usha says, what? Usha, you missed the last part. You see, because he's retired now, and everything's going to pot, literally. So, retired cop. Bleach says, I could be a day walker and be in the sun. Yeah, but I don't know how you get to be a day walker. Like there's not a lot of them, and they have issues. And getting food, right, and letting his dog, chasing after his dog. You missed it, Oosh. I told you I was going to fart on camera. I don't know if you guys caught that. I leaned forward and went, nice. I didn't want to leave it in the actual video, so I figured I'd put it in a live. Right, he asked me, like, do you have any bloopers and stuff? I'm like, well, once in a while. But some of them are actually up on my channel. So, yeah, Brett, and I thought it was a really good video because, first of all, like, I take shit video. I need a gimbal, right? Because my cameras are good and all, but there's just, the best camera I have, I almost never use whenever I'm walking around. And it could do motion stabilization better than the other little one. This is the better camera here. And this one is the one I usually use, but if it doesn't really have motion stabilization on it. The lens does, but what I need is a gimbal, and I also want to get a GoPro because or something smaller. And one of the fellas asked me which one I recommended. He asked me something that you could put on your head. I don't know. I asked him to clarify what he was talking about, and he never got back to me. Let's see. It says Twinkle Star, Surface Cleaner, and Turbo Nozzle. Put some of that tonight on for these guys. Yeah, I'll run past it because it's a tool thing. And Usha says, God made farts smell so blind people can enjoy them too. Yeah, that's nice, Usha. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's good. What the hell was I talking about? And the video was so clear, and what I noticed, there's like just really, really good video shots. And what I did notice was, and it's not meant to be an insult, but I was trying to be careful when I wrote it to you, Brett. I'm like, your neighbor did just as good a job at filming as you did. And I'm like, how does this, I don't want it to come out wrong. Brett did a really good job of shooting the footage when he had it in his hand, but he was running the machine a lot, and then his neighbor friend or whatever was running the footage. And I thought, you could almost like really not even tell who was actually taking the footage. Like they were passing the camera off at some point, and usually you'd see something. It's like I had this one of the customers is a girl, right, and Christy, right, that customer of mine, and I asked her to shoot some footage for me. And once I showed her the initial stuff, she was better at it than I am. I mean, some people are naturals, I think. It's just some things. She was very careful, and she was just really good at it. And I gave her the crappier camera, too, just because that's the one I always seem to have out. Maybe because it's simpler, and the more complicated camera is set up for certain shots, because it can do those things. And I think the other thing, too, is that if I were to drop the crappier camera, I wouldn't cry, whereas I probably would be a lot more upset if I dropped the better camera. That could be it, too. Brett says, I'm a blind guy and I even enjoy dishing out the farts. Right. That's right. And Bleach says, I'm I'm blind without my glasses. Yeah, a lot of people are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to go check out. Maybe we'll just go quick and check out the video. And also, I wanted to mention, well, first of all, I want to mention a thank you to all the subscribers, because I was checking out, I think it was last night, I was talking to Lucia or whatever, and I was checking out some stats on my channel, and I think it was over, so I'm almost 6,000 subscribers. Over 2,000 subscribers were watching my show, right? One of the videos, whatever, according to the stats. And that's actually very good, statistically speaking, to have about half of your total subscription base watch your shows on average, because YouTube gives you specifics, but then it gives you the graph and the averages and everything. And I thought that was pretty cool. That's for everybody that I listen to, that will tell you what's going on with their YouTube channel, and who's watching and who isn't, and where the bulk. I mean, obviously the bulk of the views come from just rando people that click on, and most of my stuff really is, I think the most popular stuff is the how-to. Okay, so that's like rando. They'll probably never come back unless there's something else that they see that you're doing that they can learn from, and they watch like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, which is the average. But to have half of, I'm a small channel and almost 6,000 6,000 subscribers, and to have half of them watching on a regular basis, thank you guys. I mean, that's, to me, that's huge. And I've said this before, and I want to be clear about this when I say this. Generally, most people will tell you that when it comes to the overall success of your channel, how much money you make, how many views you have, it's not going to come from your subscribers. Like they'll say, subscribers don't really matter when it comes to that. But it's important to say on the other side of that is that your subscribers are the ones that come to your lives, and your subscribers are the ones that are going to talk to you. Your subscribers are the ones that are going to give you ideas and ask you questions and maybe help you make another video. I mean, there's so much, especially some of the stuff that I do that is not how-to, where if I want to try something different, it's going to be the subscribers, and I don't even want to call them subscribers. They're followers. I follow people on YouTube. There's people that I watch, and I don't think of myself as a subscriber. I think of myself as I'm following this person. I like them. I want to see what they're up to, and that's like your friends, all right? Like a lot of guys, like most of us, I'm sure, if we lived closer, we'd be poking at each other and showing up inside the garage and the carport and going, "What are you doing? Can I help? Arch, can you put that down? Last time you were here, you screwed it up. You guys got any beer? You got any to drink? You have any coffee? Where's the food? All right, what are you doing? Let me see, what's your dog up to? Right? That's what we'd be doing. All right, let me catch up. Let's see. Brett says, I filmed Billy on the turbo nozzle. Yeah, and he filmed me running the surface cleaner. And yes, I called the pressure washer Homer. Yeah, right. Hey, Robin says, hey, Rob's here. We'll get back. Hold on, Rob. I want to get to you in a minute. Show my videos with me driving my snap reviewers. Yeah, we're gonna cover some of that. How's that project coming, Bleach? And Bleach says, I wish I could get to 10,000 subscribers someday. Just keep at it. And Zippo, hey, whoa, this is Zippo. How you been, Zippo? I've been really concerned about you, and we all are. Of course, that needs goes without saying, and I'm so glad to hear from you. Could not believe. So, Rob is gonna kind of help out a little bit tonight. He's gonna pester me, and so he saw my video on the tools, and he called me up, and I just managed to catch him. And he's like, I got a couple of things I want to go over. I'm like, good. I should just get him on here, but I have to. That's a different app to bring people up, to do it this way. To do what I'm doing, I can't use the standard yard, whatever the hell it is. What is that program? I tried it. It doesn't mesh with what I'm doing. But there are other apps just like it. StreamYard, yeah. I think maybe if you buy the Pro version, it might give you some capabilities. Bleach says, I think the 2005 Snapper may not be feasible to fix, but the Snapper Comet with the 80s Briggs works good. Jumped a curb by the road. Yeah, well, yeah, but don't trash it, because you might find another one. I was looking online the other day, and I found some real early Snappers, and I just don't have the extra money right now, but if you get another one, you might be able to look at the both of them and go, oh, I think I could make something, out of this. So anyway, Rob's got a couple of things, bones to pick, because there's pros and cons with trading and old tools and stuff like that. There's a lot of pros and cons. In fact, I was looking last night because, you know, Rob kind of got the wheels turning, and I was looking online to see what the deal is with my old drill, my much older one. Like, what can I do? One of them is broken. And that was one of the things Rob said, was that, you know, it's like over the years you've had Milwaukee, and you've had problems with them too, you know, comparing to anybody else's in the case of the Ryobi, let's say, for example. And yeah, that's true. So I was looking, one of them I believe has a broken switch. And here's the thing. You could get a switch for that drill, and you could say, all right, I'll put the switch in. The switch is about $20 to $30, depending upon whether you get a knockoff or you get like a factory piece. And then it might need a battery, right? Well, now suddenly you're up to about $30, $40, $50, $60, depending upon what battery you get. And that's where the problems arise. As he Bleach says, I still want to keep the 2005 snapper. Yeah, it has trouble shifting, but I have to probably... You've got to go over the whole... I have that video on it where you just kind of have to go over the whole slider mechanism and clean it out. Even if it is grease, take the boots, peel them back. Lots of lube. The grease gets old. There might be some dirt in there, and you'll be surprised if you lube it up with some oil and wipe it with some rags and use some kind of a penetrant, get it moving, and then re-grease it and put it back. It will shift beautifully, you know, absolutely beautifully. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you, fellas, and I'll do a video on this, and I don't want to get too sidetracked, but so SmartSaker sent me this. There's the battery. We'll just kind of tweak it a little bit. I'll do a video on it, but you guys get to see it first. And I got the grease fitting adapter, the lock-on grease fitting adapter from them, and I am very happy with it. And I was looking for something. This is a little polisher, but it's random orbit, and I'll go slow. See it? See, it's doing this little random. It's just a very slight amount. And it's got, I don't know if that's a battery indicator or what that is, these lights here. I'm not really sure, but it's adjustable. Right? And a couple of things I'm thinking about. Now, one, it's a little portable polisher. It feels really good. Like when it's spinning, the bearing that they have in here and the motor, and it's very well balanced. And check out SmartSaker, www.smartsaker.com. I was impressed when I saw their catalog, their online catalog, and I'm like, oh wow, let me navigate away from this page because I might buy something, you know. This is a buffer, and I just want to show you guys a couple of things. However, Arch never, you know, I never really leave well enough alone. Just because it's a buffer, 2000 grit, comes with it, Velcro back, so stick it on there. Now, some of my machines, and you guys have seen me when I do like this paintucation type thing, I refinish some of the machines. Not all of them, but some of them. And even like my van, like we're going to test this out on the van and try to kill the battery, because I often say that polishing a van or waxing a van is like, it's like waxing your house, you know. It's huge. Comes with this stuff. We're just going to keep showing it to you. And it'll probably kill this battery. But, right, this is the one with the wavy, with the holes in it and everything. Those are nice. Those are nice for polishing and applying wax. It's got a 2,000 milliamp hour lithium ion in it. And it's small. That's actually quite big. In fact, that's 12 volt. Hold on, let me go get the drill. Hold on. I'm coming. All right, now this is the Milwaukee drill that I was showing in my video that I start engines with, okay? And I put a bigger battery on it. This starts up to maybe 10 horsepower, right? Generally. Spin it, and I was saying how, all right, the bolt is out so that it acts like a clutch. So when the motor starts or kicks, if there's something wrong with the motor and they fart back, I won't get hurt. Okay. And this is a 14.4, and it's a 3,000 milliamp hour battery. Let's see if I can see. I believe so. Hold on, let me just check. It's a 14.4. This is 3,000. And look at the size of it compared to the drill. Now it's got a different mount, so some of this is the mounting system. And this, as I said, was 2,000 milliamp hour, which is just crazy. And so this is one of the things that Rob and I were talking about. And I believe the factory, the stock battery that came with these, I think was NiCad. But they make a smaller one, which I believe is 1,500, which is typically what comes with most of these drills, even the newer ones. Milliamp hour, right? Look at the difference. Right, so when I say maybe we'll kill it or we will kill it, I don't know if we're going to kill the battery. 12 volts, Rob. Let's see, let me back up. Let's see, Brett says, nice little buffer. Brett says, I could use that to polish my bathroom floor. Yes, and your tile. Your tub. Your tile. Your countertops. You see where I'm going, right? Bleach says, I'm thinking of pulling it apart and getting an engine for 13.5 intact on an 80s model with good transmission, chain case, back garage. A friend of mine gave me a good deck for it. Yeah, that sounds nice. Because I had one with the 17 horsepower on it. Sold that one. Yeah, that one went quick too, and I got decent money for it. Those are nice motors. I have one outside. And Rob says, all right, I'd guess 2 to 3 batteries to work continuously with that polisher. What's its voltage? All right, I said 12. Bleach says, nice tools. Yeah, Rob, I'm thinking, well, I only have one because we're going to do a review. Oh, they're kind of yelling at me too because I'm late with it. Well, you know, that's my life, all right? It's a little tough getting in here. Here, it goes in. It's got a nice grip. And the battery fits very positively. Like, you got to really press on it. It's not a wobbly fit. I'm sure it'll wear thin a little bit. My guess is 2 to 3 batteries, right? We'll see. I mean, we're going to find out. I mean, if the batteries are not expensive, and it works out for me, I would definitely buy. Now, when I show you the van, there's a spot on the hood that is faded. It's getting a little bit of rot. And what I was thinking with this is that I might get, because it's Velcro back, but I check the prices, and I might get some different sandpaper pads ranging from, I don't know, 100 grit to 400, right? And between the van and the Nova and some of the other stuff that not the Nova, the van and some of the mowers and some of the tractors, there are often these little rust spots that I hit with the wire wheel and I treat with a little bit of acid, and then usually I spray some Krylon high build on it. Let it dry, and I go over with some sandpaper that I have, right? I got some different grits, pro grade stuff. And occasionally I'll use the DA, but the DA, it's an air DA, it's a piece of crap, it's too aggressive, right? It feels too big. You got the hose hanging off the end. You know, it's not fit what I'm doing. I'm just fixing the little spots here and there. This should be perfect, right? Piece of sandpaper, right? Because, you know, guys, some of the stuff that I do, like, you know, I'll clear some of the mowers and stuff. Nobody does that, right? I don't do it all the time, but Arch does this. You know, some guys won't touch. They won't paint anything. They just don't paint. I know car guys. They just don't paint. They'll make a really nice machine, and they're like, well, I'm not really painting anything, you know. Let me catch up. Britt says, I bet that buffer and the right compound would bring a ceramic stovetop. Yeah, and stainless. And this one battery for these smaller jobs would be mint. Also, right now they're calling it a buffer. I'm saying, I'm thinking of it being a sander. And don't forget, fellas, all right, here's the pad. So you got the blue and there's a white wool one in there, right? These don't last, but you know, you get them from wherever. And it's here's a bag to put your bonnets and such in, so you know you keep them clean. And I'm thinking Scotch-Brite pads, different grit Scotch-Brite pads, right? Get the soap scum out from around your tub, a little super clean, right? Scotch-Brite pad, right? You know, and it doesn't feel like a piece of junk. Like it's got some weight to it. You know, I think the idea is, fellas, is that without breaking the bank, okay, not everything, and this is what Rob and I were talking about, is without breaking the bank. Let me get the other one. Hold on, the Ryobi. Now, without breaking the bank, now, I want to say, too, is I don't even know how to put it because it's kind of a tough concept to talk about, so you guys can help me out. All right, so, like in the video, this is the Ryobi drill, and right away, one of those tangs broke. So, it fits sloppy into the receiver. But that was only one battery of the two that did that. The other battery is still going strong. And I probably used this. This is the little impact. And it's almost strong enough to do almost everything on your typical yard equipment. Some things it won't pull off. 1/4 inch socket over here, so you can put all kinds of stuff. What I like about it is that it's lightweight. It's not really big, and it's not overpowering, and it won't kill and strip out stuff. Because when you strip stuff out, you know, I get a lot of machines that people use this thing to install stuff, and they don't start the threads by hand, and now I have a problem, and I have to fix it. Let me catch up. Kind of looks like a Makita. I just caught that, Jamie. Yeah, so Brett says, I want to try that for my smooth stovetop. Someone may be dropping off at the Tecumseh snowblower engine for my Massey 8 garden tractor for free, but he could BS me, friend of your neighbor. Is it the Tecumseh 8? Because I got one outside. I just got a town guy just dropped one off for me to fix, tune up for him, and the 8s are nice. Those older Tecumseh 8s, 8s and 10s, but they're really nice. I like those a lot. Walker says, buffer, polisher, definitely. Sanders require a non-orbital. No, the hell with it. No. I don't care. Okay, it can have orbit. It's a tiny orbit. It's not like a big orbit, Rob. It's not. And so I'm thinking, you know, try it. Buy a couple of pieces of sand. I mean, I generally don't ever buy sandpaper with Velcro back because all mine that I bought years ago, which I still have, you know, half a sleeve or a 1/4 sleeve, they're all sticky back, and of course that ruins the pad and everything. But I'm going to try me some, and I just, because we're talking like little projects, little bits of things here and there, and I can't leave well enough alone. I said that, right? I'm not going to leave that alone. Why not? Let's try it out. So I will do that. Let's see. Robert says, I got a Cobalt battery-powered drill driver today. Now waiting on the bit kit for the drill driver. Nice. I run the snapper comment, blah, 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 welcome to buffer polisher. Is the other a Makita? No. Jamie asks, is the other a Makita? So this is, again, this is the SmartSaker company. I don't know who's making their stuff. Maybe they make it. But everything is branded Saker. And I picked up the attachment for the grease gun. And so it locks on, right? And some of these projects that I was working on, I've been using it. And I put a video out. I think I even did a short. And, oh man, I was standing on the lever of the grease gun to try to clear the issue. And Well, on the tractor, on the Sunstar, I couldn't clear it because it was all screwed up. It was solid in there. And it didn't pop. Nothing broke. Nothing happened. You know, so, and I did that several times with several projects. And I might even make another quick video short or something about it. So, could it eventually break? Listen, if it was an absolute piece of junk, it would have broke with what I did to it. Because I could be rough, right? I could be rough with things. So Robert's got the Cobalt. Bleach says could be 8, not sure. Yeah, depends on what year. Bleach says how late you going live? I don't know. You know me. It's usually 1, 2, 3 hours max. We'll do a video on this tool tomorrow when I get the bit kit. Yes, yeah, you definitely should show it off. So here's the thing that I want to put to you guys is as a con. Brett says, I'm in the market for another drill since my old Craftsman took a hit. Huey Lewis sings, I want a new drug. I sing, I want a new drill. Yes. So here's the reason why I'm thinking is, how do I put this? So money-wise, right? Let's just talk money in comparison to, I don't want to say quality. I want to, that's a separate discussion, kind of. Money in comparison to the thing that the drill that you need something. Obviously, if you were blessed with cash, you wouldn't have to think about it. You would just go to the store or order it online. Price would be no object. Get the one you want, right? Get the damn thing, whatever it is. God bless you. Does it matter if it's the better one or not? You could buy the most expensive one. It wouldn't matter because you'd have plenty of money. And if it broke, you'd be like, I bought it. It was supposed to be the best one. And I bought it, and I don't think it's the best one anymore. I'm buying this other one now. You want it? It's in the trash. Yeah, I'm going to throw it out. I don't want it anymore. So that being said, if that's not the case, I'm looking for my lighter. I haven't smoked a cigarette in a bit. I don't know what I did with it. Like, usually it falls underneath something. That's probably the Lord saying to me, you know, stop smoking on it, right? So that being said, because we can get to the money issue, but looking up online for this older 14.4, I have found some very nice drill bodies, similar to, you know, basically the same thing as this, for about $20 to $30, right? $20 on average, plus shipping, all right, from like eBay and whatever, used, okay? So if you have batteries, and you've got a bunch of batteries and a charger, which I have a charger, but I have one battery now, the other's died. It probably would be worth it. Now, I have this drill and only this battery, which this is an extended battery. This is 3,000, usually at around 1,500. And this is what allows me to turn over the engines because it's all that extra oomph. All right? The other drill that I have, like this, it doesn't turn on. Usually it's the switch. I got one when I got one of these brand new. The switch died. It was under warranty. A company fixed it for me. So it's probably the switch. You could buy a used one and another battery, and you could buy a bigger battery, and you would be at, let's say, $30 for the battery, $35 for the battery, $25 for the drill, let's say. You would be at $60 to $70, you know, plus shipping, right? Or tax, depending on where you're getting it from. Is it even worth it at that point, right? Even if you like the drill and it's good, or even when you have an older one, right? So I've got two of these. One works pretty well. All right, this one is set up only to start engines because it comes apart. Is it really worth it, right? Because you could get something newer. As I reach down, I can't reach it. Where is it? What do I do with it? Here it is. Now these are expensive, but what really makes these expensive is the charger and the batteries. And Mikey was here. Mikey, what are you doing, Mike? He's out wilding somewhere. I think he's got to get up early. He says he's going to go buy yet another Cadillac or something tomorrow. He's got to go up to Massachusetts. He's doing a trade. So let me show you. He pointed out, he was here today. I might run a little bit of that video. This is, I told him I took it to bed. with me. He goes, you probably did. And so anyway, he was looking at it. He goes, whoa. He goes, whoa, whoa. I'm like, why? He's like, that's the bigger battery pack. I'm like, I didn't even realize that. All right, where am I going to put? I'm running out of places to put stuff. And because he just bought for the track, he bought a Milwaukee air compressor, portable air compressor, you know, and he's like, it's got the gauge on it, and he runs, I think he runs the M12, or is it maybe it's the M18. Look at the size difference. So this is the thing with this technology. And it's a difference too in its height slightly, like it's, all right, it is huge. So what is the difference? I didn't even realize it because I used it the other day. By the way, if I was working on the tractor, I made a block off plate. I'm like, I got to do something. I've been wanting to do something, so I went over to the Sunstar, and I'm like, I need a block off plate because the walnuts are down from the tree. They're like this big, and if I slam into those, which, you know, you run them over, they're going to go shooting into the houses, into windows, into cars. I'm like, I got to put a block off plate on this thing. I've been wanting to put a block off plate. So as the idea came back into my head, and I said, ooh, I could use my new tools. Let me see if I can see and read it. Just so I'm not talking out of my hiney. I don't know if I can even read with these glasses on. What does it say? So this is the Red Lithium XC 5.0. And I'm just wondering, I don't see the milliamp though on it. I mean, this is new to me, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about yet. It's just talking about not disposing it properly and explosions and warnings and in different languages. 5.0 amp hour, all right, that's what they're calling it, all right? So it's a 5 amp hour, 5.0, and this is the XC6, and I'm assuming 6.0 amp hour. All right, that's huge. And is it worth, if you just get the regular battery and the drill, you still would need the charger. He says this is like, I don't know, a couple $100 or something, he said. I'm like, really? No way, really? He goes, yeah, that's huge. That battery is huge. I'm looking at one for my air compressor. I'm like, no way, right? Well, then things really start to become worth it, but you don't necessarily need it. It's heavy with that on there. Let me catch up. Let me catch up to you guys. Robert says, I will do a video, on the tool. Brett says, I'm in the market for the drill. Robert says, I have a Ryobi Blue 18-volt impact. Impact and the green hammer drill driver, which I replaced the chuck. Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that one a while back. Because I know we're into, like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 80 volts now, whatever the hell we're up to. But do you really need that? Right, so again, if you have all the kind of money you need and you don't care, right, well, what does it matter? But we're splitting hairs here a little bit. Like, I'm trying to find stuff on some kind of a deal. Cash, I'm very cash poor, cash tight. Things are getting ridiculously expensive. It's only going to get worse. And so how do we combat that? And how do we select a tool? Like, and I said this in the video, like, now I can relegate this one here, which is cheap. These are cheap. These are very inexpensive. And I bought these years ago. I bought that whole kit. I showed some of that in the video for like $150 or something with the bag. It was under $200, right, with tax. I was like, that's a lot of tool options for very little money. And I used them constantly. And now I can relegate this to sort of, the B shelf, right, the B team. Extra drill bits that, from things I'm working on that requires maybe a deburring tool or a secondary bit or a pilot bit or, whatever. And this has been working out pretty good, and the weight is nice and it's not bad. And I'm wondering if they even offer, because it's an 18 volt, I'm wondering if they offer a slightly larger battery. And in the knockoff category of things these days, right, you can get a lot of this maybe not right away. I mean, I don't know, maybe I bet you these batteries are out now in the knockoff, but you could get a bigger battery, and I can definitely tell you that this drill is only the 14.4, half inch, and the reason why it turns over the engines is this big battery. And now it's getting a little weak. That's how it's able to do it, is the extended battery pack. It just, I guess the power curve into this little motor is such that it's able to deal with it. And of course I've got the safety. I want to try to keep, I think, you know, for me, if I get another drill, if I buy a used one, and then I can have 2 of these and maybe another battery, and if it's being relegated to just starting some of these smaller engines and turning them over and everything. Because this one I started to smoke it a couple of times when I was trying to turn over the Sears Custom, old, you know, 50-something-year-old tractor. I had to bring out the big wired half-inch drill because I was starting to smoke this thing and wouldn't do it. Let me catch up. Let's see. Okay, so Rob said the 18, which is nice. And then Brett says, I have a vintage corded Milwaukee half-inch Magnum hole shooter. Wow. Yeah, that's nice. That belonged to my grandpa 50 years. Is it the big like aluminum ones, right? They're like all aluminum. Those are nice, and it's a good backup. Rob says, there are batteries available for Ryobi from 2 amp hour to not, wow, in the 9 amp hour in the aftermarket. They are relatively cheap. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Is it, at some point, if you have the charger and a bunch of tools, where is the crossover point to when the tools are basically working, but like on my case, I got one battery, I could use another. I have another drill just like this, but it's not working. Maybe I should fix it. Listen, if they break outright, well, you know what to do. Like Brett, he's got to go get another drill. You know what to do, right? Robert had to go buy, you know, he bought a nice one. All right, mail house. But if they're still working, right, and maybe, you know, the time to get another drill is before you kill the ones that you have. You got to remember to keep these batteries charged up. And, you know, they won't overcharge because these are newer 18-volt drills. So I think this one, I have a newer charger for this older 14.4. I'm pretty sure that originally they were NiCad. This is nickel metal hydride. So shifting over to a newer platform of battery, nickel metal hydride, compared to NiCad, and in a bigger battery, put this tool into the running to where I essentially can turn over these engines. We're already beyond that in the newer tools. So let me catch up. It says saying goodnight before I accidentally nod off. Just had chemo, so pretty tired after being an active day here. All right, Zippo, be well, and I'm really happy to hear from you, bro. And yeah, go get some rest. And we will all see you very soon. You just do your thing. I'm very happy that you stopped by. I just was talking about you. I'm like, where's Sean? All right, brother. Barney says, hey, Barney. Hi, Art. Bought an old 14-volt Bosch drill at a pawn shop. Yeah, this is what I mean, right? Like, I said something to somebody recently on, like, pawn shop. They're like, pawn shop? Where are you buying stuff? I'm like, they sell nice stuff at pawn shops. You just got to shop. You're not guaranteed to get what you want when you go to a pawn shop, right? You're gonna go in there and you're gonna check on it. Anyway, let me finish reading it. For $70, that thing is a beast, and the batteries are still good. See? And $70. I mean, some of this newer stuff is really expensive. This new Milwaukee stuff, it's nice, and I didn't realize it. But like I said, I haven't really had time to play with it. I'm like, ooh, the big battery, right? The big Gonzo honking battery. Yeah! I'm like psycho over it, right? I get excited. And maybe the time to, you know, kind of update and upgrade is before you kill it. Because economically speaking, if you're not going to use this all the time, like I do. And by the way, I had another drill for a while, and now this one, it was obviously relegated to being used a lot, and then that other drill died, and That was I was talking about in the live. It was a corded Milwaukee, one of my favorites. And this kind of had to come back out, so I'm not against plugging cords in. My grinder, Forever, which I still love, and it's in great shape, and very lightweight, easy to use, no fatigue. It's corded. So Mikey, anyway, he was coveting. And this, you probably don't need the big battery in this, but it's nice to have. He was coveting this. He's like, "You want to trade?" I'm like, "No, Mike," because I've actually been wanting this. I don't usually say no to Mike, but I've been wanting this for a while. I'm like, "Dude, I've been dreaming about this. Like, I've been having dreams and stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." You got to ask, right? I mean, you got to ask. I'm like, "No, you're not getting it, Mike. That you're not getting." Let's see. Brett says, "No plastic body. It's the older maroon model, not the red-gray one." Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was showing off in the video. I was showing off my older... Rob and I have the older Sears Craftsman. Rob, what is that, from like the 80s? It's like late 80s. You know, I got the grinder, I think, is a little bit newer, but our drills are... Is that maybe 80s? The above link. I don't think you can put a link in. I have to give you permission. And I forget. And Zippo just left. Because he's the one that showed me. I'll have to figure it out next time you come on, or maybe later on. But I'll look for it, because you know this battery is broken. So, but the battery itself works okay, and I don't know if you could, you know, take the battery out, and if it dies, whatever. I think a good time to replace it would be now. And then that way I've got some cells laying around that maybe can be transfused into something else, because I'm not against doing that. You just have to be careful, fellas. Listen, whenever you're fooling around with these batteries, just be really careful. If ever you go in there and fool around, they behave very differently. You can't solder to them and weld to them and do things like that. There's all kinds of issues with doing that. And I said in the video, we really need to start thinking about either making or going and buying steel cabinets, and if not a steel cabinet, maybe get another toolbox and put it in a toolbox. And I was telling Rob about some of the guys that I've watched that are really into a combination of RC cars, drones, and some other stuff. I forget what it is. They use these boxes that are built now by one of the I don't remember the company, but these companies make, it's like kind of like a toolbox. It's made out of metal, and it's got a thermostat controlled fan on it, filters, the charger goes in, storage component area for the batteries. You put your batteries, you store your batteries in this box. If they were ever to go off and overheat, the smoke is somewhat filtered, and then it's released, because you got to get those gases out. So the fan comes on. If it heats up inside, like when you're charging the batteries in there, you close the lid and you charge the batteries, and it tries to control the temperature inside the box, matching it to outside air, and also the fumes. It keeps the fumes going through it. And it's a charge, storage, portable safety box for dealing with these new batteries, because they blow up and it'll burn your house and your fucking garage down. And we need to think about that stuff. This technology is coming at us too fast, and the average, you know, peoples, right? And you know, my fear is that at some point, like an insurance company, because insurance companies, I don't want to get into it, but they're getting really particular now, and they're screwing over a lot of people, and that's another maybe episode. But you know, the last thing you want is the insurance company says, well, you didn't store it right, and then you had paint next to it, we found this when we did our investigation. No, you're not getting paid, or you're not getting all of the money from us. Something to consider. All right, let me catch up. Brett says, I also have this old Craftsman scroll saw and aluminum from maybe... Yes. Yep. I got one. in there. And I also have, I should go get it. Hold on, let me move this stuff out of the way. Hold on. Yes, now that you mention it, at least I got to get some of this stuff off the table anyway so I can get to the control center. Hold on. Move those guys off. And I'll show you. All right, I don't know where it is, but I don't know where it is. I think it's buried in the cabinet. It's a sander. It's kind of like an orbital sander. It really goes back and forth, but it doesn't really go side to side. It's all aluminum. It still works. It works really well. I was looking. I'm not going to waste any more time looking for it, but I have that, and I had an aluminum jigsaw, which I don't know where that one is. I haven't seen that in a while. Rob and I have the Bosch, which is really, really nice. And it's got a cam on it, and it moves the blade forward and oscillates the blade, so it kind of kicks the blade, and you can adjust it, right? That I might get out. Let's see. Bleach says, I have a Harbor Freight Impact, works awesome. A Craftsman angle grinder. Yeah, that's the one I have. There's good tools for what yes, good tools for what you're using it for. And I think that's the thing, is it comes back down to the tool that is going to work well for us for what we're using it for and how often we're going to do it, because we all have a slightly different skill set and different needs. And regardless of your skill set, you might have the same skill set as the next person, but you're doing something different, and so therefore you don't have the same need as the other person has, regardless of skill set. It says most of my stuff is pneumatic. Yes, same here. A lot of my stuff is pneumatic because I started off back in the day doing all this stuff before the electrics were really had the oomph. They were expensive. The better electrics were corded, the corded ones, and I burned a lot of those out too. Some of the earlier plastic bodied ones and Black & Deckers and the little hole shooters, they were fun for doing certain things, but when you really pressed them, they just didn't hold up. Grab the saw arch. Yeah, let me show you. Right, hold on. Oscillating pad sander. Yeah, that's a different one. I don't know where that is. Hold on. I don't know why. I just used it. Let's see. Here we go. Now, I don't know where the aluminum one is, because I remember using it not that long ago. But I also have this old Craftsman. Check this thing out. Let's see which one is better. No, that one's not as good. This is a Craftsman. Let me undress it, pull the cord off. And I used this one recently. It's plastic, and it's like the top is like that Bakelite 50s. And you see, look, I put, a belt sander belt on it, because when they break as they get older. So I used this recently, and it works really well. All right, it's got the standard slider switch here. And I don't know, how old is this thing? Let's see, is there any more info on it? Double insulated, use only, identical parts, finishing sander, model number, which I can't read, 60 hertz, made by Sears and Roebuck. Yeah. And the metal one is all aluminum, and I don't know where the hell that is. But like I said, I just used this one not that long ago, sometime probably last year for some project I was working on. And honestly, like, why would I want anything else? Unless I was doing something like a task that required this on a regular basis. And look at the cord, right? There's not even a ground on it, right? So, and by the way, the cord, Rob and I were just talking about that. Like, two of my machines, the Craftsman, let's see, the Craftsman drill, half-inch drill, the cord is shot, and I got a Black & Decker circular saw from back in like the 90s, quarter shot. Look at this cord. There's nothing wrong with it. Why is that? Right? Cheap rubber or something? I mean, you know, tell me why. And by the way, the aluminum one that I have around here somewhere, there's nothing wrong with its cord. Why is that? So, riddle me this, you know? Let me catch up to you guys. 80s model. Grab the saw. Oscillating pad sander. Yes. Tool gremlins when tools come up missing. Yeah. It used to be my sister, but I can't blame her anymore. I don't know. Maybe my ex-wife hawked it. All right. Actual rubber on that, Arch, Brett says. Rob says, I've been a Ryobi user since the Blue Tools. Wow. I have their 18-volt nickel cad blue kit with circular saw, demo saw, half-inch drill, vacuum, jigsaw, and flashlight. You still have the flashlight? I bought the 14-inch impact as a blue and closeout. Yeah, closeouts are nice. I like closeouts. And once again, without breaking the bank, right? And if you're at a garage sale or something, without breaking the bank. And again, I was looking online, eBay. Amazon has some stuff, but eBay has used. And I was looking online for some drills and drill parts and thinking, you know, maybe now's the time, like, you know, in this coming year. This year's over, really. But in the upcoming year, I have been thinking about, you know, my tools again. Because, guys, I sold a lot of stuff because I had no money. That's a whole other story. But divorce, almost died. My daughter was really ill. She was almost dying. I had no money. I had no job. My wife closed out the account, turned my phone off. I didn't even need money in my wallet back in those days because I was just taking care of my daughter. I was at home. So it wasn't going to go anywhere because she couldn't go anywhere except to the doctor. And I was like, oh shit, I have no money. The bank, because the lawyers are like, look, just screw the guy and we'll fight it out in court, right? It's not illegal. And if it is, so what? Like, that's their attitude. They're just like, screw the guy, shut him off of everything, cancel everything. Like, meanwhile, I made the bulk of the money for almost our entire life together. And then suddenly I'm the bad guy, right? I see how this works. Yeah. So, you know, that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to get a divorce initially, was because of my daughter. Because, like, I know, not to complain, fellas, but I especially know in New York State, which is now really federal law, you know, the guy doesn't get, you know, the woman could be an absolute disaster, and the guy could be completely normal, and guess where the kids go? And I wasn't going to let that happen. Okay. No. That almost killed me, all of that shit. But that's like my daughter's boyfriend broke up with her. And I told him a while back, I'm like, you're going to screw up. And you're lucky because this girl almost killed me trying to raise her proper. And I'll tell you, you screw up, you're going to miss out, bro. Because I hate to say it, but a lot of young ladies out there, yeah, you don't want that. Anyway, that's another story. Actual rubber, Brett says. Bro says, I read that. Okay, here's the next one Rob's got. I bought the upgrade pack with dual formula charger and 2 4-amp hour LiPo batteries. 4-amp hour, wow. I have since added green tools, 4.5-inch angle grinder, and an angle drill, various lawn tools. Yeah, and the 18 volt. And I think the 18 volt is, I mean, even that 14 volt that I have is nice. But because I went up to the 3,000 milliamp hour battery is why I believe it's really able to kind of keep up with the newest shit in the 18s. But I think once you reach the 18, you know, because if you go back a bunch of years, they were nice, they had some use, they were a little bit, in some cases, a little expensive, the Nikitas. but they're nothing compared to even my Ryobi. And I say even, but remember that those Ryobis were cheap. And those cheap Ryobis will do so much for us. And even if you think, well, I don't know if I really like Ryobi, they're a little crappy, it's the Lowe's brand or the whatever Depot brand or whatever or knockoff brand or Harbor Freight, maybe they're all that good. But price-wise, fellas, if you're looking for a new drill or new tools and you got to replace some stuff, you have to consider the price. I think, because the qualities are kind of there. If you watch, and you guys watch AVE, right? He takes them apart. He's obviously been in manufacturing for years because he knows terminology that I had to look up, and I've been in it, and I know a lot about design and stuff. But I'm not like an aficionado. Well, he is, and one of the things that he'll show you, like what is actually made correct, where they kind of slack off, the problems you're going to run into. But one of the things that he has said though is that a manufacturer will come out with a new model, and on the production run initially, they'll try to make a really good job of it. And then they let it slack. They make little changes, they cheapen things here and there. So the people that first get it, they're like, oh, this is great. And then like a year or so goes by, they're like, I don't know, I bought one too like a year later and mine's a total piece of crap. You have to consider the money that you're spending on it. And again, if you're not using it a lot, well, maybe it's fine. I don't know what to tell you. Where else can you go? All right, let me catch up. Brett says, Metabo makes a nice angle grinder. I have the 4-inch Makita. I use it for doing blades. Yeah, well, that was what I wanted. All right. By the way, here, sneak peek. I'll get to this in a minute. Hold on. This thing's heavy. Hold on, I gotta put it down. I like this thing. I guess it's got the banger in it because you can hear it. Unless there's something wrong with it. I don't know, I used it the other day, it was fine. Oh, I'm gonna be making a mess. So, doing blades, plus I was doing a fabrication the other day, and cleaning up, basic work, grinding, polishing, stuff quick, wire wheel, all of that. I've been dreaming of this. All right, and with the bigger battery pack, he hit me up today, the guy. He loves the mower that I did. And he hit me up, he goes, I just realized that I did give you my extra battery pack. I'm like, well, he's like, that's all right, deal's a deal. I'm like, I got the 2 better battery packs. Like, they got this one's brand new, and I think the other one was the upgrade pack. Because he bought a whole bunch of stuff. So he's had it for a little while. Robert says, Ryobi is offering such a large selection of tools, particularly in the 18 volt. Yes, and there's also, one of the ones I want is, I would like to get another right angle to, like a right angle style. And the right angle ratchets in Milwaukee are a small fortune. The good ones. Now, I don't know, or $600, something like that. I'm like, what? To sort of, to kind of like replace my air ratchet, which works good. It's just a thinking one day if I, want to stop using the air, because it is a bit of a pain in the neck with the hose on it. And money-wise, I can't afford it. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Not for something like that. It's just not going to happen. Not for that tool. So one day I may be looking into another brand, like maybe Ryobi. Maybe they have a solution for me. Brett says electric brake arch. Is that what it is? That's the noise it makes? No other manufacturers offer the sheer number of different tools. Yeah, that might be true. So they may have something in particular you're looking for. And like another thing I was thinking about is a smaller version. They have the fuel variant on the 1/4-inch drive impact of the 18 volt Milwaukee is smaller than the one that I have, but more powerful. And that is kind of nice because you can get in tight and do stuff. And I was watching a video of some guy, I don't know what brand he was using, but he was showing how with all the different bits and stuff that you get, he's like, you could honestly just use the impact. It's smaller. Use the 1/4-inch impact and not the drill. And you could just use this for just about everything. This one little thing. And I'm like, you know, he's probably right. Like, it's not as smooth. It's not variable. He's like, but he was showing how you could just drill through. They have all the different bits that fit in the hex. And if you wanted to go that route. All right, let me show one more thing, and then I want to play some videos. I want to show Brett's little video and talk about some of that stuff, and then show some of my stuff. So this is the Bosch. I cut a lot of steel and aluminum with this back in the day, and just the other day. And because it's like a scroll in a sense, the blade is so thin. And here's where the cam is. This is the cam control. And it even has a little blower on it. A little blower attachment. That's what that thing is. It's got a little blower. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Is that what it is, Rob? Yeah, it's got a little blower, I think, on it. It's bayonet mount. So you push the top in. Give it a twist. And then reach in. Can I do it? Yeah, I don't know if I can. Hold on, I gotta push in. Until it grabs. I think it might be getting stuck. I gotta clean it. Anyway, you guys get the idea. Yeah, see? I gotta clean it. So it's bayonet blade. I just blew it out the other day. It needs a little better cleaning and a little lube. And then you just twist it in. I know, I got to do it down here. You can't see, but... And then tighten it back up. And then basically just check it. Yeah, it's in there. It didn't even really need to be tightened up. And then you're done. And the blade, it never comes out. It doesn't come out. Obviously adjustable shoe. The Bosch 1584VS. Variable speed. You got your variable speed control, which is on the back, which is absolutely necessary for the different types of blades that you might want to use for different materials. You can get your speed, and then the cam here, you can dial your cam in whether you don't want any cam action or you want some cam action. Like I said, it kicks the blade, and if you notice, you might be able to see it. There's a roller bearing back there. All right, guide. And that's what pushes on the blade, also supports the blade. So these blades last a long time. Sometimes I use the Lennox blades, or usually I use the Bosch blades, honestly. I've had best luck with Bosch blades on this. They tend not to break or snap. They cut, and I lubricate the blade a little bit. Yeah, the D-handle version is just a little bit different, but it's because of, really, that's I think more of a personal preference. I like to grab it like this. Other people want more of a handle. I think that's more of a personal preference. Whatever suits you. Do you want me to hold it closer again, Brett? It's heavy, so I'm trying to get it in the light too. It's heavy. It's really nice. And Rob and I were doing some professional work with that for a while, working in HVAC, making control systems and stuff, and you're cutting the panels out in the front and the doors and doing different things. And I mean, it's noisy and it's an aggressive tool, but it's a very controllable tool. And I've never had any issues with it. Knock wood on my head. Let's see. The old blue Ryobis were cheaply made, but good value. Today's Ryobi has upped the quality, has introduced brushless motors. Yeah, that was the other thing that Rob had mentioned to me. Excuse me, the other night, okay. The D-handle version, very similar to Pep's Craftsman, yeah. Well, since I have the Ryobi 18-volt orbital jigsaw, and it isn't as heavy, but it works well, yeah. So, some tools I like. I don't mind spending the money. Other tools I'm like kind of on the edge. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to really need to spend the money on this thing. Go to Harbor Freight or whatever and see what I can pick up. I don't think I really need to do that. Like, it's just, some tools, it's just not worth it. Although I have wanted these Milwaukees for a while. Like, what is it? They are really good tools, right? They can break. Yes, there are some manufacturer issues. That seems to be a thing, no matter what. Like, stuff will pop off or break, whatever. I don't know what to say about that. I really don't know. Go to AVE, watch him, and he'll explain that better than I. But I think price-wise, we have really some good selections out there. And then there's the used market, like buying it at, a swap meet or something else, whoever you're going. Pawn shop, does it really matter? Locally. Rob bought one on a closeout. Look for closeout deals. A lot of people don't like the idea of closeout because they think there's something wrong. Oh, what happened? It's closeout. That means they don't even want it. Why would I want it? I don't know if you should think like that. Let's see. What's HP? You said HP has upped the quality. Which one is HP? HF. Okay. Brett says Lao scroll saw is a real hoofer as far as weight, but it does have the rear-mounted speed control and a guide light. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. The guide lights. I think that's kind of neat. All right. So while we're talking about that, let me kind of shoot over to. Yeah, closeout really is a move to the next model. So let's see. I want to go to Brett. I want to just take a cruise past Brett's video there. I'll just kind of shoot down. And I wanted to show you guys something else too. I think I'll do it when I get to Brett's. Oh, by the way, Doc Holliday, let me just click on his real quick. Let me throw you guys. We'll come back to tools again, but do right monitor. I wanted to show two things though. Although you won't really see it on Doc, but Doc did a video and when we were talking about, improving videos and stuff like that and different concepts. He may have done, it might be a little while back now because I think it was like a month ago, fellas. I don't remember where it was, but he did a video and it was really cool. Went on a bike ride, took out one of his bikes. He took you out on a bike ride. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Oh, I got to catch up. No, actually, no. That's 12 days ago. I saw that one. That's 1 month ago. No, they're not in the right order. YouTube does this. Anyway, I thought it was a really good video because we were talking about different concepts for videos and stuff, and it was a really good video. It had an awesome intro, and he took you for a ride, and it was relatively short, like 20-something minutes, 20 minutes. Now I don't know where it is. I was hoping we could just kind of go through that real quick. But I don't know, what is this, 7 months ago? Why is it? Oh, let me go to just his videos. Yeah, some of these are pretty cool. But it was it was more like a concept video and a hanging with Doc. Let's go for a ride type thing. All right, let me move on. I don't remember which one it is now. I can't. He's been busy, but I don't. It's weird. It's like 6 months ago, 2 months ago. It was maybe a month ago. If I find it next time, we'll pop it up. Don't forget to check out Redneck. I was talking about him recently. See, and he's been coming up. Like, he's been really hitting it again. He was complaining because he thought his life was over. By the way, he's got a kid on the way. Right? I think he just got scared because he's changed from what he's doing and he's back. Right? All right. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to work with it. Here's Brett. All right. Here's Brett. Now here we go. I'll have to put the audio on. Stand by, fellas. I'm going to shut me down. Wait for the commercial. We gotta get the commercials to pass. All right, stand by. I'm just gonna breeze through it, but I want you to see it. I can shut up.
Okay, folks, me and my buddy Billy here, we got Homer out, and we are power washing the neighbor's sidewalks and driveway here. We're going along right here now with the turbo nozzle. Billy's on the turbo nozzle right now, and we're doing all these edges, and then we're going to come over after that and catch the rest of it with the surface cleaner. I had come up here a couple nights ago, and I did all of this up to the point where Billy's at right now, and it came out good. We'll get more video as we go along. Stay with us. Hi, Homer. All right, folks, we saw Billy with the turbo nozzle. If he spins around, you can see what he did with the edge. Now we got the edges done. Now it's time to run the bad boy here.
That works really good. Hold on. Might be a little loud, but I don't want to echo. The only thing I would have added to this video, because that pressure wash is serious, I probably would have put somewhere in the video sort of like your lineup, right? The tool, the wand, the hose, the pressure washer, together, and do like a walk around or something so that we could get a good look at the pressure washer again, because part of it is the tool, but part of it is that pressure washer is just awesome, and I wanted to see a little bit more of it in this video, and a few shots of that would have been nice. But look at how nice it cleans. By the way, I really like your street. I like the brick. I mean, Maybe it's crap, I don't know, but it looks cool. What a nice neighborhood. Everybody's got these nice houses and everything's nice and neat. And it looks really good. Let's scroll through it a little bit more. And let me see if there's anything I'm missing from what you guys are. How are my videos? We're going to cruise past Bleach too a little bit. A lot of testosterone flowing in there. Tim Allen Grunt. Yeah, right? Let's go back to the monitor. Let's go forward to the where he changes. He moves. He goes over here. That thing really moves the dirt. There's another place where he washes. Look at all the dirt he moves. By the way, look at the street. Isn't that neat? Just that section right there. Oh, that's a lot of work. A lot of length. There's the pressure washer back there. Look at all that mud, and it moves it. And now this is his neighbor filming right here. Oh, here we go. So he goes over with the turbo nozzle, which I used today. I love turbo nozzle. All right. Yeah, let me put the volume back up. Now. Alright, now here we go. And this nice little walkway. So he does this little concrete pad, and it gets it really nice and clean. And that pump is not straining at all. Like, you don't hear it, I hear it, but let's see, we'll go a little bit more forward. There he is, he's almost done. Here we go. Let's get a final shot. Look at that. Look how nice and clean that is. Hey, look at that. Wow. Look at that. Beautiful. Really nice. Now, like I said, hold on, let me move over. The only thing I would have added to that video is I would have showed the machine a little bit more, you know, the cleaner. Flip it upside down. Let's get a good look at it. See what's underneath, right? Because a lot of us don't know the spinning thing that goes in there, and you know, we don't know. We see it in an ad or whatever, and you know, that's kind of like the point of like what we do is to try to highlight, like you said before, hold the thing up to the camera more. A couple of you fellas have said to me, Arch, I'm watching on a phone or a tablet. Can you do more close-ups? And I often forget that most of us are watching on one of these, and it's a good reminder because I mean I'm watching on big monitors. TJ often watches on his gigantic screen TV, right? You know, whatever Rob is watching on, he's like an AV guy. But a lot of us know we're watching on this, right? So we got to remember, and I got to start watching more of my videos on this, so that I get it in my head what other people are seeing. So I think I would have just added somewhere. It could be anywhere in the beginning, the middle, you stop in the middle. It doesn't really matter, right? I think either beginning or in the middle, because let's face it, nobody watches anything more than 5 minutes, no matter what it is, unless you've got nice pajamas and a nice hiney. You know, then you watch the whole thing. So I would have turned it over, flipped it over, showed the wand, showed the machine, talked a bit about it, some of the specs, and I think that would have amped it up. That would be my only suggestion, like, for that, because it's serious equipment. Like, this is, it's not really considered to be like totally professional, because I mentioned this in another video in one of my pressure washer videos. Like that level is even higher than what Brett has, but it's there, right? If you're a homeowner, this is killer tools, killer stuff, and you can go out and do jobs and make some money. You know, you buy that combination in nice weather and start doing it. You could, if you wanted to, you could go make yourself, you know, over the course of the summer, spring and summer and fall or whatever, usually spring, some decks and whatever else. You could make quite a bit of money for yourself, certainly more than the cost of the equipment. All right, let me catch up. So, Brett says it's like running a let's see, that pressure washer looks fun. Bleach says it's a beast bleach, 3400 psi. Brett says it's like running a buffer. Yeah. Bleach says our sidewalks don't get money here. I just sweep the grass off when I mow. And then he says I had a migraine headache when I did the video on the 2005 Snapper riding mower. Oh boy. Brett says I made the video on one of those, the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Yeah, this is old, right? This thing here. Although, you know what? Like, this has no control. It's got no image stabilization. However, I might, though, pick up a mic for it. Because that's its real problem, right? Because I could mount this in a stand and do some shorts and stuff, but the mic is just... I did a short recently. I think the last short I did was on this, and you can't hear me. And I was like right in front of it. So that might be a useful tool, but it is not what you have, Brett. I mean, you're not even close. Okay. So yeah, you can't really make videos on this thing, right? What you have, you can. Obviously, look. I'm watching your live on Apple TV. Lee says, "Yeah, see." I wore pajamas in the mower video once. Dude, I'm wearing pajamas right now. I do that. Rob says, Morgan says, I'm on a 15-inch laptop right now, but I have used my phone and my 55 4K. See? Because he's like AV guy, right? He records videos and stores them and watches them, and he on the 55 and wherever. But, you know, on your laptop, too, because, by the way, a laptop is a great thing to watch and do stuff on, and you can do other stuff while you're watching stuff, and it's still, you know, maybe 17-inch monitor is the biggest usually you'll get on a laptop, usually a little smaller. So that's why I say we got to also think about people watching it on other things and what does it look like. The audio in that vid was the stock mics. Yeah, because that's a better Jamie says another great live watch. Thank you. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, because it's a better machine. Like, it's a better phone than this. It's a better machine than this one. This one here, by the way, this is an older Samsung. I have two of them. I have this one, and I have one with a dual-core processor on. And this one I like better. Okay? I use this for all kinds of stuff in my videos. You guys don't know it. I keep saying it. And it's got better audio than this. It's got better picture than this. It has no image stabilization that I can see. You got to be really careful with it. And I don't have... I need to get a gimbal, right, for some of the smaller stuff, and for my cameras. That's on the list. I don't know whether I'll get a gimbal first, or I might just get something, either a GoPro or something similar to a GoPro. Because I'd like something like maybe I could put here or here, and that has image stabilization, and I can just kind of hold it on a stick, and I can show stuff that I like to show and not have the wobble. Plus, I drink too much coffee, I smoke, and I get manic, right? Like, you see how I am. I get manic, and I start moving quick, and, you know, Nobody can even work with me because if they stand too close to me, I'll mow them down. Only people like Rob and some of the other people that know me. There's very few people that can actually be around me when I work. One, I'm annoying as fuck. And the other thing is they move so quick that if you're not used to it, I'll run into you. Yeah, Rob says my phone is a Samsung A32, which is nice. Just this one. This is a much older iPhone. iPhone 5, right? It's not bad, but it's just not that. It's not good. It does what I do with it. I gave this to my daughter years ago. Of course, she's got like the big badass one now, and she gave it back to me, and it's really hers. When you have kids, what you got to do is you got to give them certain things, knowing that you're going to take it back someday, right? They're going to be like, well, here, I'll give it to you. Oh, you'll give it to me. Well, who gave it to you? Yeah, Bleach gets Matic, yeah. With the SDHC card, yeah. Yeah, bipolar barrel light, yeah, right? I hear you. Let's cruise past Bleach. Let me set him up. Let's cruise through Bleach's channel real quick. Let me set it up. Let's see. Cruise. What do I have? I have like 400 people. This one out again. Just keep lighting this one now. This is now my second one. Let's see. I gotta go cruise through them all. I was watching some of Tom Dolby the other day, checking him out. There it is, his Bleach. Okay. Right, let's see. There he is. I was telling him I like the intro. I suggested he should redo his intro, and he did. It was awesome. I just couldn't find it. Let's see. Let's go to... Yeah, let's just take a look at this 2005. Ooh, look at that carburetor. Ugh, that's nasty. Let's take a look at the 2005 real quick. Waiting for the commercials to pass.
They do something with the snapper. Hope all's well with you guys. The two back tires don't hold air, and the front right don't hold air, so I'm thinking either tubes or these tires are small enough. Maybe I have something in the garage that'll go on it. But right now I gotta take this off here and try to maneuver this on. This thing had a staple embedded into it. It must happen in the back of someone's truck when they brought it, as he brought this carburetor separate to me. And I'm hoping that it will work. I know that the choke linkage, I believe, goes there. I'm hoping I bought the right choke linkage because it didn't come with it, and hopefully
it's too close.
Otherwise, I'm not.
Let's see. I know these carburetors. Sure, I do.
It's hard for me to do this video right now. I got like a screaming headache. My sinuses are acting up, probably because it's going to rain. My head was throbbing when I was putting the air in the tires.
Yeah, it is. This machine's. The 2005s were nice. Yeah, let's go through. We're now going to look up his armpit. Bleach, what are you doing? You want to see your armpit? I do that sometimes. I hate it when you get your arm in the way. Oh, it's broken. Oh, the fan is broken. That's not good. What did you do? Did you put the camera too close, or did you zoom in or something? I don't know how those cameras work. I know mine has a zoom feature. I would never think to use it.
Hands on a leaf.
You know, the cell phone thing.
I doubt it. This is all cracked in this muffler shop. This engine's good. I might be able to save it.
Yeah. Let's see if he saves it.
Got a new truck.
Oh, yeah. Check this out. I want to show you. Oh wait, I got to show you the one that was here
stuff.
today. The 2500 that was here today.
Everything. We watch a lot of YouTube too. And learn.
I got to show you in a little
This
bit.
might be a little bit dirty inside, guys. I should have
Spray it out. It's on a tripod. Gotcha. It might be too close.
Why didn't they just leave it off for now?
Sometimes they don't like to focus these
Not quite a
things.
Snapper Pro, but hopefully I can save this thing.
Let's see. I want to see you run it. What you could have done is move the camera over to the other side, Bleach, and shot in to where we're looking instead of looking down. Always think about a different camera angle. Try one. If you don't like it, review the footage.
Oh
Do
my God,
a
look
test
at me.
footage.
Just look at that.
And then try. It took me a while to figure out what camera angles to use. You have to think like a camera. Hold on, let me show you. Let's see. I have to mute the. Sometimes I have to mute the desktop audio because it can kick back. So you ever see directors do stuff where they'll make like a box, right? And they're looking through it like this way, right? Is like vertical, but they'll do this or they'll do this, right? And they'll look at it. I don't generally do it, but they'll look at the frame. Okay, they'll do something like this. And what they're looking for is where is the headroom? Where are we on the shot? And you're thinking like looking through a camera. You're the camera. You're the eye of the camera. You're the lens of the camera, right? And you're like, can I see that? Am I getting what I want? Do I need to back up? Is it all in the frame? I'm lining up with bezel right now of the monitor. And I'm like looking through it. And I'm actually seeing different things, which is weird. Because when I do this, right, because I'm looking through my my glasses at the same time. And if you wear glasses, that'll screw you up. So sometimes I have to take my glasses off, right? Sometimes I have to put them on. And I kind of, because you can't, I tried to tell this to my doctor. I'm like, you can't do this when you're working. You know, when you look over your glasses, you can't always do that. She's like, well, why? I'm like, I just can't explain it. Especially if you're trying to work a camera, right? You got to take your glasses off. And unless you're really blind, I mean, you know, then you have to think in your mind differently. Then you have to see in your mind. And you could have came around from the other side. That's why I started doing shots with two cameras, where I'll have one camera looking down and one camera looking the other way. Depending upon how you set that up without getting too technical, the way I saw it was, if I split the screen, I can zoom in, I can choose which camera to use, and if I blow the shot on one of the cameras, which happens quite a lot, I got the other camera to back me up. Right? So obviously you can't do that if you only have one camera. Let's see. Yeah, Brett, where do you see the truck that I would like to buy this? Where do you see this truck? Hold on. Brett says, I need to hire Billy as a cameraman. Yeah, right? When I do his walks in the driveway to the place of the country, I film too, and away run down the equipment. Yeah, right? Billy was good. I don't know if he's ever done it before, but Billy did a good job. Hold on. Let's see some more of what's going on here. See, now, coming back, if that was in focus, it's a nice shot. It's a little... You know, let me just check. Hold on. Let me check my settings. I got to up the quality. See? Look, did you guys just see that? The quality was defaulted to 720p. I just set it again. Reset it. It didn't really help.
Sure if this breather too. Oh, my head throbbing in pain, guys. What the hell? valves. That's on the map.
Oh, he's getting close. The first cameras I had, the first and second cameras I had sucked.
I should have sprayed a little, so it must work.
Oh, we gonna see it? No? We didn't get to see it run? What are you doing? Oh, no. I want to see it run. Did you get it running? Where is it? Hold on. I can turn the echo off, because it might echo back if I leave the desktop on. We didn't get to see it run. No. Let's go way back. Hold on. But I just want to see this thing run. I remember seeing this one. Here's a month ago. First test, the Snapper Comet with the 8 horsepower. Let's see.
The other one, but this one worked and went 5th gear when I drove it around with the bad engine. The choke is broke on it, the choke lever. Might be a bit of a gas hawk because it's idling a bit high. Let's start it. I think it needs a muffler too.
There he goes. It goes good. There you go. Nice. Cuts nice. Nice.
I'm keeping this thing. It works a lot better than the one I have in the garage. I'll probably clean the garage and organize it, make room for it in the garage so it's not out in the elements. So let's pull this side by the road.
That one works good. That one works really good. It cuts fine and it goes fine, right? So those are kind of cool machines. I've got one. I got one over here. It cut fine. It cut really good. Dumps the grass right out the side, and you can go blow that and rake that up and do whatever. I like to put a mulching plate on so I don't have so much of that stuff shooting out, and just try to grind it up and get it back into the soil. That's like my thing. You just have to cut a little bit more often, otherwise you'll overload it and you'll make a mess, and it won't really do anything, and you'll kind of overload the deck too. But yeah, that one runs really good, bro. Yeah, I would be happy with that one. That one's nice. Just want to see what else is on here. Let me see. That was fun. He does food. And I can't look at the food because now, yeah, I can't look at your food because then I'll get hungry and I'll start thinking, see his food. Look. There's all this food stuff. Let me shut that off there. Oh God, I could use some food right now. I didn't eat a lot at dinner. Ooh. That's crazy. This the crazy man face. This one's kind of neat. It's the 8 horsepower. Oh my.
Be 30 below with the wind chill on the south and a sweatshirt. We're getting all kinds of snow drifts and shit. I really don't like this. Oh, the wind's blowing so cold. Oh my god. But I think hell really froze over. And it's Christmas in hell right now, so who knows. But this is just extreme. This is like Alaska weather. And in Buffalo it's probably like 60 below too. I'm going in. Bye. I love you guys. Peace. Bye.
That's cool. Wow, I don't even want to look at the wet snow like that right now. I'm just still enjoying the nice weather, but I figured we'd just shove that up there. All right, that's pretty cool. Those are some cool videos. You know, a lot of the stuff that I did in the beginning was with the crappy camera, and then I got a crappy cell phone. And I started using that, and I got rid of some of those videos. Not all of them, but some of them, because they were terrible. But it helped me to understand kind of what I was doing. It wasn't the only thing I was working on. You know, for those of us who remember ever starting a YouTube channel, it's a lot. It's kind of overwhelming when you first do it. And so having a good camera would be nice and all, but it's not going to make you a YouTuber. You know, that comes from a lot of other things that you have to do and have to learn and kind of grasp in order to get to the point where you're like, okay, I think I can actually do this. I can do this YouTube thing for a little while and see what happens. So the camera was not the most important thing that I focused on, and I didn't have any money, so I just start recording, grab something, start pointing it at something and seeing what it looks like, and try to learn how to see through the camera's eye. And that's what they taught us in school. But if you're a photographer, that makes life a lot easier, because video is basically just lots of pictures all in a row. And if you learn photography, then that's going to make you a better videographer for sure. But it's different. It is definitely different. It'll allow you to understand the cameras that you're working with and how they work, what you're doing with them. But being a videographer is a very different thing. I'm more into videography than pictures. So you get the same. Brett says, you can show some of those fireworks I filmed for the 4th. That was the iPhone. I did see some of those. I was on the wacky tobacco in some videos. Yeah, I got you. I wanted to show you guys. Hold on, let me show you. Speaking of the truck, I want to show you that truck that was on my property today. Stand by. Now I'll mute myself in a minute, but let me. Speaking of a 2500.
No, because they keep changing stupid
No,
shit.
this is the one that came off of it, John.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's probably the wrong one.
I'll leave it on there for now.
Yeah. Somebody ding. Did you ding?
What?
Did you ding?
Yeah.
Mikey!
See, I'm shaking the camera a lot because I'm just hanging out.
A little bit of rot here. Just a little bit. Your typical cab rot, but the inside's nice. And it's the same on the other side. This thing got, what, 200 and something thousand miles on it? 291. This is the spare. It's got the diff lock in the back with the multi-lug axle set. We'll take a peek at the motor in a minute. You know, it's your typical New York truck, but it's a 92, 96? 97. Same rod over here, common cab rod. Really nothing else going on. We'll take a look in the cab. The cab is in nice shape. And The bed is decent. All right, let's take a peek in here. He replaced one of the windows. All right, it's missing the bolts or something. There's holes. Why are there holes in this window?
Because it's missing
The hinge?
Yeah.
That was the one he replaced. So this is nice. The cab is in nice shape. Pop the hood. The hood. We'll take a peek at that. I'll come back around the other way in a minute. This is the Vortec motor. So it's the bigger brother to the one in my van, which I like this series truck. This is the one I know. I have the OBD reader and the scan tool. I've been studying these. I had a whole bunch of these. So I'm very familiar with these trucks. Like it's within my wheelhouse to fix. It's got the 4L80. Everything works except for the AC, but these tend to leak and it'll probably work fine. It runs fine. Give it a quick start. I'm gonna listen to the... Yeah, these are the ones that I like. Sounds fine. Little exhaust issue, but no big deal. Runs smooth. Okay. Good throttle response. And even the belts don't squeak, unlike mine. And we get in it. Let's see what it feels like. Typical seat horror, right? The dashboard I like.
My camera work is horrible, but we'll talk about that.
Drive like this?
That's a little further back.
Italians. New York Italian. Used to see him down the road when I was younger, be like this.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, what's up? I'm like, dude, how do you see? You know, what are you doing? Sit up straight. Yeah, the common shit, same radio. All right, this is what I like. This is the feel. It's got the nice and, you know.
Hold on, I don't know if you caught that. Hold on, wait.
And like it's comfortable. Like it.
Hold on. So Rob. So you get in there, right? And he's a small guy, right, Mikey? He's not a big guy. And he's got the seat all the way back like this, right? And I'm telling him, like, because he's Italian. And I'm like, you know, remember all the Italian guys in the neighborhood? They'd be driving down the road in their Monte Carlos or whatever, and their arm is out like this. They can't even see over the steering wheel. And they would drive past our houses or whatever, and they'd be like this, and they'd be waving and everything. And so, like, I'm like, why? And here he is, like, 30 years later, they're still doing it on Long Island. They're still, I don't know what that is. I have no idea what's going on with that. Hold on, let me get back.
I don't feel claustrophobic. I like the gauge pack. My friend Arthur used to say, he's like, if I won't buy a vehicle that I don't like the dash. I'm like, what are you talking about, right? I like the dash on this. Well, then I bought a Buick. It was a nice car, some kind of Buick Cutlass, and I didn't like the dash. And I kept running out of gas, and my ex-wife would have to come and get me. And I finally realized I didn't like the dash, so I never looked at the gas gauge.
Oh, shit.
And I sold it. I was like, it was nice. I put nice rims on it. It was a good-looking thing. Somebody put I don't know, it had like an Oldsmobile engine in it, and then somebody took that out and put a different, I don't remember the whole story, but it ran really good. All right, let me close out this video here. Let me get out. Oh, God. Take a quick peek underneath. If the camera can pick it up. You know, it don't look bad underneath here. Like, emergency brake is missing.
Yeah.
But Mike doesn't care.
No.
Right? It's pretty clean underneath. There's no leakages. You know? I don't even see anything. Let's go take a peek here. I don't see any leakages. Let's see, look for leakages up front. Yeah, she's in nice shape. She's in nice shape. I think you said the guy bought a nice new truck.
Yeah, the guy got a new truck. He got rid of this.
So here's some No, so the camera work is horrible. So, hold on, let me catch up. I may get another Kodak. Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute, Bleach. Yeah, well, definitely. So this is some of the stuff he just dropped off. And not a bad load. So let's just take a look at some of it. It's not bad. There's some good stuff to work with.
We're going to clean this, and of course I'm going to start on this right now. And then Mike just brought a bunch of stuff, and we'll take a quick look. But he brought this one, which is really identical to this one, and this one's missing the top. Now I thought you couldn't adjust the handle, but this one was loose handle, and he was able to show me. I couldn't see it, but there are pins in here where you can adjust the handle. So that's nice and high, that's really low. So that's actually nice. This has been sitting around for a while. We're going to clean these two, I think, at some point today as well. Try to get this done, because I think this is what's up next. And crank out 2 of these and put one Ed, which would be nice. Yeah, these are nice. It's like a pull-in with a Honda power. So, pretty decent. This one's real clean. Okay, let's just take a quick look. So this has been sitting around. I had one of these ones before. I wonder if the pump is any good, because I have a use for the pump. The motor is Honda, but I have that nice machine that, I don't know if I released it yet, but my sister wanted me to fix hers, and the pump is no good. So that might be beneficial. We're going to look into that. This is a nice old one. 3.5 classic, fellas. And I think I'm going to give this one back to him, so he can do whatever he wants. I'll fix it up and clean it up and make it nice. We'll put it on the channel. Broken over here, this throttle. I might have another one, fellas. So, or something. And it's got a weird cable, but it works. Cable works. That's parts. Right, it's got a hole in the deck. Once again, with the intake, fellas, this is wide open to the weather, so I'm going to lean it over on its side. This one pulls over. It sounds strong. This is one of the first ones that I did on my channel, like years ago, 2, 3. And it sounds okay, you know, it might be fine. That one's a hybrid. Somebody put a Honda motor on it. This one's nice, flathead. Newer style, but with a flathead. Okay. That one's, you know, same kind of thing, right? It's got a newer Bolins on it. It's probably a Bolins. This is a Honda Harmony, can't say that straight, with the bag, push, but it needs, you know, to be gone over. I sold one this year. I don't ask too much for them because they're push, but it's in nice shape. There is a little crack on the deck, so underneath, I'll show it to you. It is common, but where this one is not an issue. This one started and ran. Blew a little bit of smoke, missing the whole dry system and everything in the front, but the deck is mint, right? These are nice. Deck is pretty decent shape. And it might become a donor, you know, mix and match, make one. Somebody lost a handle, or I don't know what they did. But yeah, and then of course I've got some other stuff. And these are the next options as the weekend progresses, as I have time and feel strong enough. I'll go through all of these, right? We'll find out what's going on with them. And I've already showed some of this, but this one we got to fix. I think this is the one that the customer screwed up. This is the one I put the nice wheels on. I think they were 4-tree or something. I forget. Put the nice wheels on the front, so the brand new wheels, but he screwed it up trying to cut too low with really high wet grass. And it's just pumps out oil. Runs like crap and just blows out oil. And maybe if I get a chance later, I'll get some footage of that. I will get footage of it before I redo this machine, but customer abuse, and he knows it. So I sold him another little lawnmower for 60 bucks. All right, fellas, not bad for a first pass. Sorry, neighbor's cutting his lawn, so it's going to be, you know, it's always noisy. That's not bad. You know, it's pretty filthy. I mean, you saw it. It was bad. So we'll take the... by the way, look at all the female crickets, right? Tons of them came out. Die. Die. Right? We don't need too many of those. I don't want to bring them inside because they're a pain in the neck. They make noise. We'll get rid of this rope. No, the air cleaner's good. It comes equipped with a spider. Well, that's not too bad.
So I was cleaning all this stuff up.
Hey, look.
We can scroll through a little bit more.
All right, doesn't look too bad in there. I checked the oil. It's like brand new. Gee, you think maybe that's why it won't start? I don't know. Did it come off? There's water in it. Did it come off when I pulled the cover off? Maybe not. You know, I just found it like this. I don't know. All right, what we're going to do is give it a quick rinse.
All right, let's see.
He's always looking for something. What are you looking for?
What's the doggy?
No, you're not going in the house. No, don't give me problems.
Super clean.
We're going to wait.
This thing's cleaned up good. I didn't show it because this is just all raw footage.
Well, she certainly is getting cleaner. I'm going to spray a little bit more gunk in there, right? Super clean in there. And also I'm using the mix that I make. Plus...
Let me see what else is here.
All of a sudden, you got all these bird feathers. I just went over here to take a shot at that cover. You know, down here. Over there. It looks like something ate a bird. Somebody got upset. All in here. Well, anyway, hopefully the birdie's okay. So this one came pretty clean. It was a mess. You could polish it. We may try that with my new little polisher buffer. But usually I just spray everything in clear, you know, automotive clear, because it makes everything look good, it's easy, and you just walk around and shoot it. Because basically clear is either in these coatings, they're plastic, but it's sometimes you have urethane, you have epoxies, you have, you know, and essentially that's what rises to the top and what makes it shiny. When people heat these plastics up and try to bring them back up to shiny again, what you're doing is you're bringing some of the vehicle and the clear back to the surface. Let's go take a look at this thing. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Yeah, look, there's more bird feathers down there. Oh, I think a bird exploded. I've seen that. Oh man, look at that, fellas. We'll get a closer look when I bring it in. That'll be tomorrow. It's late, getting tired.
This thing was a mess.
It's a lot better, right? Just want to see if that was loose. Nope. Nope, it's not loose. Right? Could be very simple is what's wrong with it. It happens. This is no good. I wouldn't use one of these, honestly. If there's no pump, then we'll get rid of that. That's always a problem. You don't want that. Otherwise, it looks good. Right? I got underneath, and you're probably not going to be able to see much, but, you know, I got the tranny good. Again, we'll see more later. And I think we'll be happy with it. I think it'll come out nice. We'll find out a little bit more soon. I just wanted to show you guys this one again. So this one is like a homemade jammy, right? So it would have had a Tecumseh engine on it because these are the green ones that are made in the USA. That probably died. Somebody got the bright idea of putting a 5.5 Honda on it. And I like this. Check this out. This is throttle. That's neat, huh? I don't know why the cable's so short, but yeah, look. That's your throttle right there, Pally. God knows if there's even a governor on it anymore, but yeah. Yeah, and then somebody, I don't know if this works anymore. This works. This kind of works. And then somebody put a clamp on that. Hey, you do what you got to do. You want to keep your lawnmower going. I don't know if we're going to keep it like that, but I just wanted to show you guys. All right, for now, I put the Simplicity, right, like my Sunstar. For now, there's no cover on that carburetor. And look, it's leaking oil already because I put it this way. I wonder if there's any gas in it. Yeah, let's turn that off. Because water's going to get in, which it probably already has, and then the engine swallowed it. Which I get so many of these that are like that. Ugh, stupid tires. That's going to be a pain in the neck. All right.
So I just wanted to show you guys some of that stuff. Let me catch up. So, yeah, Brett's singing. Sings, wait in the truck. Just wait in the truck. What'd you guys think of that truck? Right? We'll get to that in a minute. Because it's getting late, so we're going to just go a little bit longer. I may get another Kodak ZX1 or a newer camera to film with in the future. The Sony ZV whatever, that's I forget exactly which one it is, but it's there's two versions of it. There's one where the lens is built in, and there's one where you can use separate lenses. And it's a very much more smaller and modern version of what I use. And vloggers, YouTubers, professionals are using it. It's not, well, they're all expensive. Cameras are expensive as a rule, but it's such a versatile camera. And like I said, there's two versions of it, and don't quote me on the exact model number. I'd have to go back over them again. You can use them as a webcam. If you want to do live, you can plug microphones into them. The one that has the mount for different lenses is really nice, because if you want, you can put different lenses on, but you don't need that. It's extremely versatile for a lot of what we do, and they're small, so if you ever want to put them on a gimbal, they're not so small that you can wear them on your hat. That you're talking about something very different. But something like that is what you're really looking for, honestly. I would have bought one. I'm still thinking about it, but I think the GoPro or something similar or even smaller is really where I need to be next. And notice how terrible the footage was, because I'm just hanging out. There's no control over it. It's all over the place. I'm all over the place. One solution to that would either be like a GoPro, or I need a gimbal. And fortunately, these cameras are fairly light, so I can put them on cheaper gimbals. And then that'll stop the problem, because it's horrible to watch that footage. I hate it. I'm horrible. And when I'm thinking and I'm slowing down, you know, it's different when I'm in here. But as soon as I go outside on uneven ground or whatever, and, you know, my back bothers me and whatever, like, forget it, I'm horrible. I don't want to watch the footage. Why would anybody else want to watch it? Let's see. Bleach says, there is gas in the oil in the Intech 2005 snapper. I got it figured out hopefully in time. Nice. Nice. Yeah, all right, well, clean it out a little bit. You know, I do that on purpose sometimes. The deck looks great, Brett says. Yeah, on that yellow one. $50 loosely for Kodak ZX1. Kodak? You don't want to give me Kodak. If you get it from a friend, I mean, for $50, it might help. It's always nice to have. Nobody says you need one camera, and nobody says you can't have a million. Right? So I have a few. That's why I want more, because like I use this cell phone and I use other stuff. That's the idea, and you learn which camera works for certain things, and you can set them up for different things. And you know, it's just like tools. It's the same thing. It's a tool. And for $50, right? It's like I can't stop touching this thing. Oh, it's cut out! I'm talking about this, fellas. Talking about this, right? God, you guys, I can't take you guys anywhere. It's like a pocket camera, he says. Yeah, nice. So what'd you guys think of that truck, right? I think he bought it for $500. This guy, he's got a fleet of stuff. He keeps selling and buying. It's in good shape overall. The body needs some work, but I know, like I said, I know those vehicles, and I don't know, maybe I can make a trade. He'll sell it and he'll make money is what's going to happen. He put it on the road. He's driving around. He brought all those lawnmowers. He wanted to show it to me. I like that truck. It's about what I can afford. I can put a lot of stuff in it. I like the interior. I like the big cabin. I'm not a big fan of the bigger bed, but I do like the, it's got a posi on it, right? You got the locker in the back. It's got the 4L80. Everything is beefy. Everything is like real truck. I can tow a car if I want to get a different trailer. It would need a lot of work, and it would take me time. I'd put it on the channel or start another channel or whatever. Parts are totally available. Everything is available for it. It's a little expensive up here to register, and it's going to use gas, but I'm not going to be driving it all the time, right? It's a truck. So, and I might be able to get it cheap. Let's see. Brett says, he's playing with his tool. Just kidding, Arch. Yeah, my tool. Right. You know that Nye like to joke. Yeah, yep. Bleach says eBay good for cameras. Yeah, and it's rechargeable batteries. Yep. Which says, is he selling? The thing is, Mikey is all about the cash and about the fun. He likes to have fun, and he makes cash. Makes a lot of it. And, you know, I've been prompting him to do all this stuff for years. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. All right? I'm going to whisper here. Hopefully, my daughter's not watching. But my ex-wife overheard the girls talking, my daughter and my niece. And my niece said something about, because I said, Mikey's coming over, right? And I think I heard her say, Veronica says, I think I heard her say, is he single? So I was telling my friend Kerf, and I'm like, Mike's wild right now. He's not going near my daughter. Okay, I gotta settle his ass down. I gotta square him up, straighten him out. And my daughter often says to me, that's the son you always wanted. I said, well, maybe, but you're the daughter I always wanted. So she gets a little stupid, you know. But I don't know. At least I'm not saying anything. I don't know if Mike watches this. He usually doesn't. He's usually busy out wilding. But Mike, you're not going near my daughter yet. Wouldn't make a bad son-in-law though if he straightened his ass out a little bit, because he's a little wild, like most of us were. When, you know. Oh my God! I can't believe I'm saying this. This is horrible. Oh no! Why did I think? Hey, my daughter just said, "Can you bring up a glass of water when you come in? I'm going to sleep. I'm exhausted." Okay. All right. Almost done with the live. Oh my God. Shush, Brett. So anyway, I don't know. Listen, Mike's got all kinds of, he helps me out with all kinds of stuff. And I didn't show you guys the motorcycle project and the mini bike project, all right? That you're not going to see. That's for another week because it is getting late. But just to cover a few bases, Bleach says, people are having kids in the 60s for their hope for my future. That's right. That's right. You know, kids are not for everybody. Yeah, I wanted two, but I had one, and I'm happy. Kids are not for everybody. They're very expensive, and they're very draining. It's not easy at all. Like it's hard, unless you pay people, you know. But then it's not the same thing. It's not the same effect. But I'm very happy with my daughter. I love her. But it, like I said, just about killed me, you know, between everything that was going on with her mom and everything else. We won't get into that. The truck, I think, you know, things are going to start breaking, and yes, it needs the body work. I'm good at body work. It's not a problem for me, and I wouldn't do it all at once. The body overall, like the paint is like waxable. Like you could polish it. You could buff it. I mean, this little thing. That would kill the batteries. But, you know, as an extra vehicle for Arch's Garage, put some of it on the channel, get it cleaned up a little bit, picking up machines or whatever. I mean, most of the time, I still got to fix my trailer. I'm not saying I'm going to go for it, but I don't have any money. So if we could work out a deal, because I have a whole bunch of projects that he and I are working on that he's going to owe me money on. So at that point, it's either the cash and I pay a bill, or you give me this thing. Once again, barter, back to barter. You give me this thing, and I do this stuff for you, and I give you back to you, and I give you this thing, right? So it's this for that. Which there's nothing wrong with doing that, fellas. It's kind of the idea of the video, in the early part of the video, is your services, instead of just thinking in terms of selling your services for money. Now who's calling now? Who's calling now? Who's Diaz Kevin? Oh, let me hear it. Let me see what happens. Who the hell's going to call me?
Call from Diaz Kevin.
Who the hell calls at like 10:51? It's almost 11 o'clock. Let's see what the machine says. No. Answering. Did they hang up? Who the hell calls? Who the hell's Diaz Kevin? Kevin Diaz. Wrong number, maybe? Brett says, I just turned 56 in August. Hey, happy birthday, Brett. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to get your license, bro. Definitely get your license back. Just keep working on your permit and stuff, and just start driving again with your friends and stuff. And come get back to it, and you just stay focused, and just kind of get back into the swing of it. You got it, Brett. So that's one thought, and I didn't roll it past him because I'm just cash poor right now. So I might roll that past him because I'm sitting on a bunch of projects that we're going to be working on, and he's just going to wind up owing me a couple of grand anyway. And if I could get it for like 1,500, I don't know. I mean, it's worth more, but the weird thing is that trucks like that, they here on the island, depending upon what's going on, obviously with the economy, but that's got a lot of mileage on it. It's almost 300,000 miles, and the roads suck here, and everybody has to kind of drive here. There's just no way. There's no public transportation here. There's very little. And Uber, you can't do Uber, and unless you're talking about trains and some buses. Anybody that would want that is going to need a truck that's going to be reliable because they're going to use it. That's not like to take out your family trying to truck, right? That's to haul lawnmowers and 2x4s and concrete around. And you'll kill that right away if you're trying to do that on a regular basis. That's why people get rid of them for a few $100s. The guy that got rid of it bought a nice new truck. And Mike gets a lot of cars like that from people that he knows that are in the towing business and whatever else. So it's not unreasonable to expect to get that for a little bit of money without spending, it would probably last quite a number of years, but things like bearings are going to need. His little truck is the wheel bearing in the back is leaking. The little Ranger that he brings over a lot, and that's in nice shape, and he didn't pay much for that either. And he says, "Well, it's leaking. I got to put a seal in." He goes, "No, it's the bearing, because remember the seal is sitting holding back oil, right? It's never going to go bad unless the bearing is bad and the axle's moving around. It's going to stretch the seal. And it's going to leak." He's like, and because that thing's well over 200,000 miles now. It runs good. He saved it. He fixed it up a little bit. And it's just small, and that's like his daily beater. He doesn't need, he said, "I don't need this big truck. It's huge." I actually like, he's got two other beautiful trucks. Let's see, Rob says, 200,000 is an expectation of death. Generally, yeah. Yeah, generally speaking. But these 2500s, though, they'll run forever, right? That thing's solid. There's even the bushings are still, they haven't completely blown out on the front end. It's just bizarre. Whatever, the bed has got like no dents in it. The door has no dents in it. When you remove the plastic cover that's on it, when you slide it over a little bit because the screws let go, it's the paint is just like the outside. The seat, you can tell there's mileage on it because the seat is worn. And I didn't look at the brake pedal, but that's the other indication, right? That's the old trick. Remember, Rob? Right, you look at the seat and you look at the brake pedal. Regardless of what they tell you. Is it all worn? It might be something that might last for a while, and I can fix it up and go over it. I said to him, the 4L80 is a really nice transmission. He goes, it is. It's big. It's with the overdrive. It cruises at like 80 miles an hour at like 2,500 RPM. At 55, 60. He's like, I did 80, no problem. Coming out here, I didn't even realize it. He's like, I wasn't paying attention, and I looked down, it was 80. Smooth. Those trucks are overbuilt. Like that's not a 1,500. That's a 2,500. That's got different running gear on it, very different, and that's a really nice engine. Those are the Vortec 350s. The 4L80. I have the 4L60 in my van, and it's a super smooth, really heavy transmission. So there's a lot of life left in it. Otis. Hey, Otis. Yeah. Let's see, Bleach. A friend of mine hauls stuff, and I was hauling stuff in my minivan, Bleach. But my van is getting older, and I try to keep it in nice shape, and I enjoy driving it. I actually like it. It gets decent gas mileage. I don't really want to kill it, and it's a van, and I don't want to throw all this greasy, heavy stuff in it all the time. I used to have a smaller truck from the same kind of year, 95, 97, whatever. I had the S10, had the S10 Blazer. I love those trucks. But they're more like cars of yesterday, you know, of yesteryear. They're not really trucks, per se. Like, you know, some of you guys may understand what I'm saying is I wore it out. And when I was building this shop, and Rob will tell you, like I put so much stuff in it. And then Veronica used it to go to work forever and towing my daughter around in the front seat. And it was small, too. I mean, I kind of wish I had kept it, but it was starting to get beat. And I don't think it was really worth fixing. I got my use out of it. I only paid like $5,000, and it wasn't even that old when I got it. Otis says that barter system is better than inflation. Yeah, because it's a way to kind of hedge and beat back inflation a little bit. And I think a lot of us are going to look to do a lot more of that. And he's been doing it. That's why he's bringing. By the way, he's bringing a Mustang all the way up to Massachusetts. Right, we're in New York, Long Island. He's going 5 o'clock in the morning. He's trailing up a Mustang he picked up recently, and he wants to buy a Cadillac. It's an older one, and they're basically going to do a trade. The guy was working on a Caddy. He showed him what was wrong with it, what it needs. Mike wants to do a little bit of work on it. He had one in El Dorado not that long ago. He sold it. He bought that one in the Bronx. And he made, I don't know, $2,000 on it, I think, on the sale. He used it for a little while, kept it on the road for a little bit, had some fun with it, held on to it for a little bit, and then turned it over and made a profit. He made like $2,000 on it. So this is what he does. So there's still money in these things, and there's still life in a lot of these things, and you never really know what somebody's going to want until you entertain it. The one I'm upset that I didn't get is, let's see if I can just show it real quick. He didn't like it, but I liked it. Hold on, let me see. I'll just put up a couple of pics. There was like no rot. Hold on. I'm going to lay out a couple. Just give me a sec. Because I'm still looking for another ride. As I missed the Nova, and I don't talk about the Nova because it's too traumatic. Well, but just a couple of pics. And $5,500. Hold on, let me move over. And then we're going to get out of here. But, right monitor. Okay. So, let me organize them. And I'll show you. Here we go. 55 Ford. $5,000. Delivered. Right, in my area. And it's sold. Okay. Let's take a closer look. This is a Y block. 360 or something. I forget what the bores and strokes on these, but they're Y blocks. 8-cylinder already in it. A lot of times, the year before this, I think it was still a flathead. And even the seat's not completely destroyed. You know, these make nice little hot rods. And the floorboards are still halfway there, mostly. I'll show you that little bit. This rot, a little bit. But, you know, it's old. Let's see, there's a couple more shots. Here's the rot in the floorboard in the front. That's it. Come on! You know, here's some rot in the back. That's it. Right? So, you know, let me put back me. That's not bad. Let's see, yeah, right, Rob wants me to come out there in Arizona and find a worthy car. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, me back up. Bleach says, I wish I could find an 80s, 90s Ford Ranger or an S10 Chevy to drive. That's what I was driving. Those were nice. Bleach says, a friend of mine told me driving advice is to close my eyes, step on the gas, and oh God, I remember doing stuff like that, right? I remember we used to drive down certain roads and I shut the lights out and scream. Brett says, that's what Billy and I did for that power washing job. He's coming over when he gets a chance to spray some nasty weeds along my fence and foundation where I can't get with the weed eater. Yeah, barter. And Rob says, yeah, come visit me and we'll find you a worthy cook. Because where he is in Arizona, it's nice. Although they're getting expensive and things are changing, right? Because everybody knows that deal, right? And Brett says, plus I sharpen chains for him. Yes. And every little bit helps. And I think it builds relationships, too, with people, obviously. I think it makes people feel better. It's like one of the things that I hate is that I'll put up a really nice mower, and I don't ask a lot for my mowers. I really don't. And some idiot, and it'll say firm, and some idiot doesn't even bother to take the time to read it. It says firm, and they offer me something stupid like $40. Let's say I'm asking something for $60 a push mower that's mint, and I make my machines nice. You don't need to do anything to them, and this idiot will offer me $40 even though it says firm. First of all, that's an insult. Number one, you're an idiot. You didn't read it. And you totally do not value what I'm doing, and you don't even know what the hell you're looking at, and all you care about is price, and he's not even serious, because most of these people are not fucking serious, right? They're jokers, and they're tire kickers and jokers, and I don't even answer that. By the way, I wanted to do a video. I didn't get to it tonight, but this lady, I'll just go over it real quick, selling that $60 mower, and people hit me on it. I wound up trading it for that black machine that I said with the new wheels on it, for some cash and whatever, and to a customer. Okay, I wound up making a deal with a customer. I still wound up with money, and I wound up with his machine. And I told him, I said, I'll see if I can fix it, and I'll sell it back to you for very little money, right? I won't, He's like, well, you could just get all the money. I don't care. I was like, well, I'll give you first dibs. Nice guy. Anyway, this lady calls me up, hits me up, and she's like super insistent. And I wrote it back, and I'm like, look, it's like first come, first serve, by appointment only. Well, I don't know how, because I must be the first one that it's hit you up. I don't know how. I said, there's somebody else ahead of you. I don't know how. I started looking at this at 6 o'clock in the morning. Basically, she's calling me a liar. And then she hits me again. I didn't say anything to her. It was all frantic in the writing. And then I didn't say anything to her. And then she hits me again. She's like, I would think that, this is for the kids. I need to have this for my grandkids because they're playing on the lawn and there's fleas and there's mosquitoes. And I would think that you would be concerned about the children. And I'm like, read this. I wrote back. I'm like, lady, you need to chill. Okay. I'm like, there's somebody ahead of you. I already wrote you back. You need to chill out. You're not the only one. And there's a lot of people hitting me. I said, and a lot of people say things and they don't mean it. In fact, I had scheduled a guy, and he was supposed to come call me at 3:30 because I don't give them any address or anything. And he never did. And I said, people say things all the time. I don't care. I've been doing this a long time. Well, I'm not like that. So later on, she hits me up again. Now, she never apologized. So these are the self-important people that think the world revolves around them. Everything is emotive thinking, crisis, right? So when the guy that I did sell it to was a customer that brought me this other, he's like this big guy with tattoos and a young fella. And I'm telling him the story. I'm like, if she had apologized, I might have thought different. I said, but you know what? I've already lived through that. I'm divorced. Okay. He goes, oh, that's just nothing but trouble. That will continue. I said, yes. I said, that will live on and on and on. If she had apologized, I would have rethought what I was thinking, which is, all right, maybe she's under stress. She's, no apology. Self-justified, self-important. World revolves around her. You need to bend to her. And it's not just women, it's guys too. All right. It's that level of thinking. And I won't sell you anything. Nobody says I have to sell you, and you weren't first. You're troubled. So yeah, let me just catch up and then next show. Otis, welcome to the channel. In case you don't know, I don't know anything about you, but yeah, I do every other Saturday. Usually I do a live, and the regular channel as well. And it's just different things. It's usually revolving around insanity and small equipment and insanity and crazy stuff that Arch does and whatever these guys are up to and on the channel and texting in, and they usually drag me off. There is no like off topic because I'll just go in whatever direction. That's kind of nice about the equipment that I have is I can show other people's channels. I can, if they have a question, I can just go whatever, scatterbrain out, because the videos, that us YouTubers do, they're contrived, right? And so you have to think about them and everything. The nice thing about a live is that you don't have to do anything like that, You could just do whatever you want. Yeah, Karen, maybe, I don't know, maybe a Karen, whatever. The thing is that I sniff people out. I try to. I put them a little, I give them some questions. And, I have this style, and I've talked about it before, and how to, vet a little bit. People make mistakes. They get stressed out. If she had said, the funny thing is that the guy that bought it, my previous customer, this guy had said, oh, I missed the last one you were selling. And then today, I didn't see when you reposted to me. I got busy with everything going on in my life, and he started to describe what I just described. The kids need this, and this one goes somewhere, and dinner. I said, yeah, that's how it goes. He goes, and he said, I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry, right? The big guy with the tattoos, and this woman could not say she was sorry. And he had to say it to me to my face. So that's what I mean. We all get kind of tweaked, and so, but the difference is that if you kind of slow down and you catch yourself and you realize, and your character, and you could say you're sorry after the other person had said to you, "Low, step back. You crowd me, lady or guy." All right, say you're sorry. I would have changed my mind, but nope. I was kind of waiting for that. Let's see. I charge 3 times that for our mowers, and they sell since it's been fully of service. Yeah, and I can only get so much. And she says, selling a true Callan, drive down the road and first the world revolves around. Yeah. And some of the mowers, like my nicer mowers, like around 150, 160, 180, 200. The cheaper ones, it's a different clientele, because remember, I live in a very mixed, integrated area. Pate lives in a nicer area. He lives in the Green Lawn. He can get more money, but he'll even tell you those people are paying the neck. All right? Yeah, they'll give him the money he wants for it, and then they give him the hard time. So he doesn't even sell out of the house anymore, because he also antagonizes people. All right? I've watched him do it, and I've even said something to him. That's why I don't really watch him that much anymore, because he's put it on his channel, and I've said you shouldn't do that. All right? You should never record somebody surreptitiously, and he lies. He lies to them. He's always got some fucking bull story for why he's selling the machine. I said, you're a good mechanic. You got a YouTube channel. Why don't you just tell them the truth? No. So I was like, I'm done with you. I not to insult him or anything, but you're gonna create problems with your customers by doing this. Why lie? Why? You don't have to tell them your life story. People ask me, why are you selling it? Well, go check out my channel. This is what I do. I actually put a link to it in my ads. And a lot of people have come up to me and said, oh, I watched your show, a little bit of it. Because they don't care. But they watch a little bit of it and they're like, oh, I want to buy yours. I want to buy your machine. It seems like you do nice work. Thank you. Okay. And then I don't see them again until maybe a couple of years later, when they either want another machine or they're thinking about a tune-up. Why lie? That just causes problems. All right, I'm going to get out of here. She sounds like driving on the road. Maybe I will get a snapper turtle head tattoo. No, don't do that. All right, fellas. It's almost 3 hours, and I'm going to hit the road, and thank you, everybody, for watching and putting up with Arch's insanity, right? My town, Toronto, Ohio, has a population of 5,000, and a lot of the streets here are brick. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's nice. And, with only 5,000 people, you're going to run into some of these people again and again and again. Don't give them a line of crap. Be nice to them. You don't got to bend over backwards. Just be nice. All right, Jamie, good night, everybody. And I enjoyed it and enjoy hanging out with you fellas. And I'm going to go raid the refrigerator or something. I got to go bring my daughter a glass of water or something. All right. See you later, Robert. And thanks for hanging out, everyone.